that we see here. So here the payload stack is being prepared, and once we actually put on the fairing around all our dedicated passengers, we call the product our upper composite. And the upper composite has another dedicated transport mean. Here we see it. It's called the upper composite trailer, and it has ventilations running for the satellites while it's actually being moved over to the launch pad. Yeah, and once the payload stack is on the launcher, as we can see here, the launcher is ready for test or liftoff.
And here it is, standing tall there today on the left-hand side of your screen. We're 6 minutes to launch now. We are live at the European Spaceport. The final countdown actually started about 10 hours ago with a lot of important operations. What's been happening, Tina?
Yeah, so at 7 a.m. local time this morning, we had the rollback of the mobile gantry. Since then, we have no more access to the launcher, so we were changing our ventilation systems from air to neutral gas, and we were flushing all remaining humidity out of the system, which is important. And around 9:45 this morning, we started chilling down off the ground lines, and around 11, we actually started filling up the launcher. First the upper stage, then lower stage. Then in parallel we were pressurizing our systems and doing electrical checks, armings, getting telemetry and radars ready. And now we're in a phase that we call the topping up.
À tous de DDO, attention pour la séquence finale lanceur. Top I0 moins 5 minutes.
So our Range Operations Manager, Raymond Boyce, has announced the final 5 minutes of the countdown, a very, very important time. We call it the automatic sequence, or the synchronized sequence, because Ariane 6 is now becoming progressively autonomous, and there are lots of really, really important operations during this time.
Look at the people there. Here? This is Limero, I think, cheering. Yeah, those operations are actually timed at the millisecond intervals. It's a very impressive list of system checks going on. It's a very exciting moment. So now the controls are actually gradually being handed over from ground to the computers on the launcher. Nobody's moving anymore in the control room because we cannot miss a single operation in this sequence. We stop the topping up. We do a final loading in the tanks. Pressurization to flight pressure, we load in the software, we command arming of the safety barriers, and we do the handover. And if anything has to stop, if everything goes wrong in these 5 minutes, we reset the clock back to the 5 minutes.
And here we can see the teams at Ariane Group cheering on Ariane 6.
Everyone is there. And here the teams in Bremen, Moin Bremen. Everyone is here. Awesome. Yeah.
So we are getting close now. Concentration levels very high. A number of things to watch out for as we get closer now to launch, and a few things at launch, and a few changes for people who are familiar with Ariane 5. If you look at the top of the launcher, you can't see them very easily from here, but there's two yellow things clamping on at the top 3/4 of the way up. We call those the cryogenic arms. What's their job, Tina? There's a better shot of them.
Yeah. So we are fueling the rocket with liquid oxygen and hydrogen that we send through these arms. And the propellants actually have to be kept at very low temperatures. Liquid hydrogen at minus 253 degrees and liquid oxygen at minus 180. And we still lose some of these propellants through evaporation. Right now we cannot really see it because we are in daylight, otherwise you would see smoke coming out. So we need to top up the tanks until the last seconds, and we do the exact same thing that we do here on the upper stage, as you can see, also on the lower stage. Here we have the pictures of the lower stage, actually, the fueling system on the lower stage. And so these massive fueling and pressurization systems, they will be disconnected and retracted at liftoff. It's a command that is sent just 300 milliseconds before we send the command to ignite the boosters. And another thing to look out for now, just before liftoff, is at 7 seconds before liftoff, the Vulcan engine will be ignited, and that allows us actually to check it is running smoothly before we ignite the boosters. And once the boosters are switched on, of course, we lift off. There's no holding us back. And another thing that you might see are the plume effects of these boosters. So the extreme heat of the booster waves onto the launch pad need to be managed. And here we have a look at Vulcan, so we will see it firing up in a minute.
This is the main Vulcan engine on the main stage.
Indeed, indeed. And we see here that we are getting a bit lonely in Jupiter 2. Everyone is
yes, all the teams
outside to the terrace.
Everyone going out onto the balcony to watch the launch in real life. We're getting close now, coming up to the 1 minute mark. The range operations manager getting ready to call that out.
À tous de DDO, attention pour moins d'1 minute. Top I0 moins d'1 minute.
We are 1 minute to launch. Our best wishes to all the Ariane 6 teams and everyone who's been working so hard for today. Good luck, everyone.
Go Ariane 6, gute Reise and bon voyage.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Ariane 6 is going after years of production. I will keep my mic on, but y'all, I'll let you enjoy the rumbles. Let's go. Godspeed, Ariane 6. See you in space.
À tous de DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage 2 ESR, décollage.
Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Go, Ariane 6. Go, go, go.
Impulsion nominale. Trajectoire nominale.
Yes! It's off the pad. No stage 1 anomaly so far. Listen to
Europe's new rocket,
Pilotage calme, trajectoire nominale.
Ariane 6, has left the pad and is blazing a trail across the equatorial skies. The range operations manager is telling us that everything is going according to plan. Tina.
And I didn't know my heart can pump so fast. Oh my God.
Trajectoire nominale, pilotage
The
calme.
rumbling now. And Jupiter 2, we hear her.
It's quite a sight.
Oh, she's coming, she's coming. Oh my gosh. This is happening.
It's the most incredible feeling. We're on the edge of tears here in the commentary box because this is a big day and a big moment.
Trajectoire nominale.
Actually, the building's rumbling around us now. And look, these are the live images from the cameras on board.
We're looking at the booster. We're looking down.
We're looking downwards.
One of the two boosters, we can see the flames coming out of that booster because, of course, the
Positionne la
boosters
télémesure pour la station de Saint-Jean, propulsion nominale.
are doing all the work. He's telling us that everything is going according to plan and everything is nominal.
And look at the visibility. We might even be
C'est
able
nominal,
to see the
trajectoire
separation.
nominale.
We have clear skies tonight.
Yes,
This afternoon.
yes, no
We had rain
anomalies.
today,
We're
but
T
the
plus 2 minutes
Clouds parted.
into the flight. No anomalies. Boosters about to
Two
separate in under a
Dots
minute.
there. The boosters.
There we go,
Yeah,
under
we
a
see them
minute. I
falling
called it.
Séparation des ESR.
There we go, booster successful booster separation. No booster anomaly has happened.
So, wow, that's the first clapping here that we see. What a
We'll get
beautiful
visuals of it from the onboard cameras.
And our cameras.
Wow, yo.
Pression nominale,
Wow,
trajectoire nominale.
These
congratulations.
pictures are coming in with a 20
We should be
seconds
getting
delay,
that
which is
booster
why we
separate-
have
Ooh.
them now. Look at
Wow.
this, how they fall off. Wow. Amazing, amazing. So these boosters, they have transported us 60 kilometers high.
And
the
we can
Ariane
see that
6.
dot is
Trajectoire
the
nominale.
telling us that the trajectory is normal, everything going according to plan. That's the engine on the main stage that you can see there, and we've got a camera inside now. What are we looking at here, Tina? Oh, we're looking back down at the Earth.
This was actually a camera inside the interstage, so we will be able to see when the lower stage separates. That's coming up.
Let's
Now
go.
we've actually lost half our mass already because the boosters have burned almost 300 tons of fuel in 2 minutes
Pilotage
time.
calme, trajectoire nominale.
Everything nominal,
And
as
we're
the range
getting-
operations manager says.
Yes, and we're getting close now to the next thing, which will be the jettisoning of the fairing being the nose cone of the launch vehicle, which is where the passengers are sitting.
Séparation de la coiffe.
Yes, there it goes.
Wow.
There it goes.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
We had confirmation there that the fairing has been jettisoned.
Yes, so the fairing that was protecting our spacecraft withstands all the pressure and the heat, and once we stuck out the nose out of the atmosphere, we
Yes.
didn't heat her anymore, and
Yes.
it has been jettisoned.
So what we're looking at now is the main stage, which is what we're burning on the right hand of the screen.
Us, and this is the live camera from orbit, and we see the fairing falling off there.
And
Amazing pictures.
you see how it twists? I believe, Tina, that I'm right in saying that's
Trajectoire
what
nominale,
we-
propulsion nominale.
Exactly. And we also see on the screen on the right side actually the telemetry. So on the top you see the trajectory. So in green the planned trajectory, and in yellow the actual flight trajectory, everything going nominal. So you have altitude over time. And in the middle you see our ground track. You see exactly where we are over the Earth. And on the right side you see our altitude. We're already in 140 kilometers.
Trajectoire
distance
nominale,
away
il reste
from
moins de
where we
3
are,
minutes de
and we test
propulsion
with a
du
speed
Vulcain.
2.4 kilometers per second, and the main stage is operating.
It is, and you can see it here. It's a great big tank of fuel.
Indeed. So it is a 32-meter high cylinder, weighs 23 tons when it's empty, and it can carry 154 tons of cryogenic propellant, supporting the upper stage and the boosters. For our technical audience, we don't have any common bulkhead anymore, so we have now 2 separate tanks. And this makes the handling of the pressures a bit easier than on Ariane 5.
And it's burning a very powerful
Propulsion
engine.
nominale, trajectoire conforme à l'attendu.
He's telling us that
Everything
the
nominal.
trajectory is normal.
Exactly. Yeah, Vulcan engine is now simplified, mainly for cost reduction reasons with regard to Ariane 5. The nozzle manufacturing is completely different, and the gas generator is made of additive manufacturing.
Il reste moins de 2 minutes de propulsion du Vulcain.
challenge.
Telling us that there's 2 minutes left of propulsion on the Vulcan engine.
So the Vulcan engine has a new challenge because the booster plumes impact at liftoff. They're actually so high that the thermal protection around the nozzle actually had to be beefed up a bit, and we have tiles
Let's
now
go.
around the
No,
nozzle,
no.
and the nozzle itself also has a new manufacturing method. So it's a more simple and cost-effective design right now.
Oh, wow.
We're getting closer now to the next phase, which is switching off the engine and jettisoning the main stage, because of course we want to lose each section of the rocket as we climb higher. The lighter we are, the faster we go. So we're separating the next stage, but that's actually quite a complex process, isn't it?
Indeed, because you have to detect first that the rocket is actually ready for separation. This is done by the guidance algorithm. And afterwards, the Vulcan engine is cut off. And 6 seconds later only, we will see separation of the stage, initiated by pyro commands. And we do that by actually extending a set of springs. And the push that the lower stage does to get rid of the upper stage, or the other way around, to push itself away from the upper stage, has the same push, or the same thrust, as we call it, as the Vinci engine, but it only does that during 0.2 seconds.
Getting close now to what we call MECO, main engine cutoff. That's coming up in a few seconds.
Fin de mission sauvegarde.
Telling us that the safety mission here at the Space Center is now finished. We should be seeing something happening
Extinction
on
du
screen.
moteur Vulcain.
We have confirmation that Vulcan has switched off,
Séparation LLPM.
and the lower stage has separated, so he gets these informations before we can see them on the screen.
So,
Allumage du moteur Vinci.
And Vinci has ignited. Wow, that's a very, very, very important moment of this mission. Congrats to Bremen and to Vernon.
and we have applause
Everyone's
here.
clapping here in Jupiter.
Yep, happy faces. The upper
As you can
stage.
see the lower stage
Propulsion
falling up.
nominale.
They are onward cameras. Wow. Will we see the Vinci engine also firing up? I don't know if that can be seen on the camera.
Wow, this is really something.
We can see it. Look, look, look. You see the color changing on the Vinci engine?
Yep.
As it's heating up? Beautiful. And you can see that we're actually up there right now.
So you can see that we lifted off from the pad here at the Guiana Space Center, heading northeast, our altitude
La propulsion est
373,
nominale.
traveling at nearly 4 kilometers a second, propulsion normal. And look at that, Tina, the curvature of the Earth with the Vinci engine burning away.
Allumage APU.
And here we hear calling out that the APU, a new feature actually on the Vinci, on the upper stage of Ariane-6, has also switched on. So there's a lot of good news coming in here, because the big innovation actually of Ariane-6 is, of course, the reignitable Vinci engine. It can switch on and switch off, and it does that by the help of the APU.
Pilotage
And we will
calme,
talk more about the
propulsion
APU later.
nominale.
So both are running as planned. We are now in our first Vinci burn phase, and we will reignite the Vinci engine twice in this mission. A big shout out here for the Franco-German cooperation. The upper stage is designed and built by Araine Group in Bremen in Germany, and the engine was designed in Vernon in France, and the whole stage has been put under test in Lampertshausen on a brand new test bench designed by the German Space Agency, the DLR. And that's
Propulsion nominale,
that was
trajectoire
an
nominale.
immense effort, immense team effort to get this tests done.
So they're all going to be very happy. The first Ariane 6 is off the ground. Let's take a little look now at what's coming up for Europe's launchers in the future.
We are already working with our partners on the significant evolution of Ariane 6 to improve its performance and therefore its competitiveness. It includes evolution of the solid boosters and evolution of the upper stage engine, the Vinci engine.
For institutional customer, we are going to deliver for the European Commission and ESA for Galileo.
Propulsion
We
nominale,
are going to
trajectoire
deliver
nominale.
for CNES, TGA, and optical satellite. Regarding our commercial customers, we will deliver for the Kuiper project, and we have 18 launches to deliver for this constellation. And we will also deliver for telecommunication operators such as Eutelsat, Intelsat, and Optus.
Today, what we are doing with our partners is to make a steep industrial ramp-up to increase the production in order to fulfill all the expectations of our customers.
Un des enjeux de la rénovation du CSG, c'est d'être capable d'avoir plus de vols et d'être capable de réduire les délais entre deux vols consécutifs. Et donc c'est pour ça qu'on numérise la base, entre guillemets. Ça va nous permettre de faire ces passages d'un client à l'autre beaucoup plus rapidement. Et ça, c'est un enjeu majeur pour la base, mais aussi pour les clients, parce que ça veut dire qu'ils auront
Propulsion nominale, trajectoire
pour
nominale.
trouver le bon slot pour leur.
In the short term, we are preparing how Ariane 6 can better fit a very quickly evolving market. For instance, with new boosters that have more capabilities. In the midterm, it can be the preparation of such a thing as reusable stages and engines. We are preparing Prometheus and Themis demonstrator.
Ariane 6 will be guaranteeing Europe's independent access to space for decades to come. It will launch missions to the moon, cargo to the surface of the moon, and it will launch our scientific satellites such as Envision to Venus.
the role of ESA will evolve.
Acquisition de la télémesure par la station de Santa Maria aux Açores.
Paradigm shift for Europe, something that we very proactively pursue is part of my strategy to really change ESA, transform ESA, but also space in Europe. And yes, this is something I'm really looking
Trajectoire
forward to.
nominale.
And here on a hill just outside the Guyana Space Centre is an important group of people inside that building there. We call them the Quick Look Telemetry Team.
Exactly, because all the launch vehicle data are actually sent to the Galliot station, which is here on site. And the team that we see now here, they don't enjoy the good weather because they're actually the ones analyzing these data in real time, and they are really the first ones to know what is happening on the rocket.
And of course, they send that information, and the range operations manager can then call out those announcements. And our flight path, you can see it on the right of your screen, takes us northeast towards Scotland, over Scandinavia, over Russia, Central Asia, and then back down over Southeast Asia towards Australia. And we've picked up the signal at the Santa Maria tracking station in the Azores. We have that confirmed.
Indeed, so we're controlled by the Azores station now, and this is part of Portugal. So let's shout at Boa noite, Portugal. Thank you for helping us tracking our launcher tonight.
13,000
Pilotage
people
calme,
across
trajectoire
Europe
nominale.
have been
Fin de
involved in
visibilité
creating
par la station de
Ariane-6.
Saint-Jean-du-Maroni.
And they are proud members of Space Team Europe.
Araine-6, c'est une épopée. On se sera beaucoup investi, mis beaucoup d'énergie, beaucoup de bonne volonté. Et à la fin, on sera fiers de nous. Je pense que c'est exceptionnel. On n'est pas nombreux finalement dans le monde à pouvoir dire j'ai développé un lanceur. Et c'est vraiment extraordinaire.
Forcément,
Il reste moins de 4
énormément
minutes de
d'heures
propulsion
travail,
du Vinci.
quelques sacrifices, c'est sûr. Et par contre, ça va laisser surtout des souvenirs d'émotions incroyables, comme lors
Fin
de
de
la
visibilité de la télémesure par la station de Galliot.
L'émotion qu'on a eue quand la chronologie s'est déroulée, c'est des souvenirs que je suis pas prêt d'oublier.
C'était le 2.1, les opérations que l'on a fait pendant toute la nuit avec cette adrénaline qui nous maintient éveillés, qui nous permet de rester concentrés pendant des heures et des heures sur les opérations que l'on déroule. Donc c'est quelque chose aussi qui est vraiment hors du commun par rapport aux autres métiers.
C'était le Covid, on travaillait sous le portique avec les masques, la chaleur, etc. C'était un petit peu l'enfer à cette époque-là, avec les contraintes sanitaires, etc. Mais les gens étaient là, les gens étaient volontaires et c'était incroyable de voir cette énergie malgré toutes les contraintes
pour mener ces essais
et à la fin les avoir conduits avec les succès qu'on connaît aujourd'hui.
Il est quand même nécessaire d'avoir une cohésion d'équipe importante, d'avoir une entraide entre les différents industriels et les différents spécificateurs, et aussi d'avoir quand même une aide de la part de l'ensemble de nos familles, parce qu'avec le temps que l'on a passé hors de chez nous, c'est quand même important à dire.
Le bilan que j'en tire de mon expérience Ariane-6 est positif, très positif. Donc il y a eu des moments de doute. Et ce que je retiens personnellement, c'est que même quand on doute, il faut chercher du support auprès des collègues. Il y en a d'autres qui doutent. En fait, on doute tous. On est tous pareils. Il faut avoir confiance en soi. Et ensemble, on peut vraiment aller très loin. Et on le voit avec Ariane-6, c'est qu'on y arrive humainement, tout est possible.
Je pense que la plus grande fierté qu'on puisse avoir, c'est d'avoir cette équipe, indépendamment même des résultats techniques qui bien sûr sont à la hauteur de nos attentes. Mais c'est surtout cette belle équipe qui me rend le plus fier. Voilà.
Constitué des différents industriels, différentes personnes, différentes nationalités, Ariane-6, c'est vraiment l'image de le Space Team Europe.
Alors go Ariane-6.
Ah, that's your gang, Tina, and your colleagues, right?
Indeed, that really warms my heart, and it's such a pleasure to see these people here. They are, of course, my colleagues, but they have also become friends now, and it really feels like we have become a big family, you know, between ESA, CNES, Araine Group, and all the partners, and we have all given so much of our energy, long working hours. We know each other really well right now, and this human adventure that we all share is, I think, what you really feel when you watch this movie, and really a big cheers to all of them and to all of our families, actually, who supported this incredible time. Because to all this team and to our families, this is where I really want to dedicate.
Il reste moins d'1 minute du moteur de l'étage supérieur, Vinci.
So we have 1 more minute before we actually supposed to have cut off of Vinci. And let me use this. They were talking about the adrenaline in the movie, but also what helps our adrenaline and what keeps us up is coffee. So Katie, I have a fun question for you.
Oh dear.
How much coffee do you think was ordered and drunk in the Launch Control Center in the past 2 years, where we did early testing and testing of the rocket?
I can only imagine you're going to tell me it's an awful lot.
We have actually done the calculations based on our statistics of orders, and it was 600 kilos in just over 2 years.
Oh my goodness, Tina. You lot drink a lot of coffee.
It's what it takes to move a rocket up.
Human rocket fuel.
We just had the confirmation that Vinci actually cut off. Another big round of clapping here in Jupiter. Congratulations.
Fantastic news.
And we are where we should be, at a speed of 7.56 kilometers per second, as you can see here. Everything nominal. 350 kilometers, of altitude.
And travelling at nearly 8 kilometers per second, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, per second. And so that's the first major accomplishment.
L'orbite atteinte à l'extinction du Vinci est nominale.
Everything nominal.
Everything nominal. So that's happy faces all round.
Yes, and this is actually where Ariane 5 would stop its mission. We could be now on a transfer orbit to geostationary orbit, but with Ariane 6 we actually plan to take the mission further and reignite the Vinci engine, and this will allow us to travel to a second orbit.
So we're going to be taking a break in a minute because we are scheduled to release our next set of spacecraft about 45 minutes from now, but we've accomplished this first hugely important phase. And look at that, Tina. That's the perspective from the rocket as she flies high in the sky.
We have a beautiful planet that we're looking.
We're very, very lucky, yes. So we're going to leave telemetry. We're going to leave the live cams up on the screen for you. We will lose the signal briefly between 24 and 39 minutes. That's perfectly normal. But let's take a look now at the Lego movie for some ideas of a new set that could be made.
La propulsion est nominale, le pilotage est calme. Fin de la compensation APU.
I'll be going now, guys. This is an incredible launch. Yeah, I'm gonna be going. Go to ESA, check the lives out, and make sure everything's nominal on board Ariane 6. But so far the launches went perfect. Put aside Ariane 5's first flight, it blew up because of a first stage issue, because of Ariane 4 computer issue. Anyways, yeah, that's crazy. I'll be going now. All I can say is Godspeed, second stage of Ariane 6, and go